Most creatives and most people think that what is stopping them from achieving what they want is either the fear of judgment, people pleasing, procrastination, or the lack of strategy. But these are only symptoms. Fear of judgment says that I need a thicker skin. People think that I need to be creating something so different, something so good that no one can say anything about it. People pleasing says that I need validation, I need other people to like what I do, otherwise, I am not valuable. So, what people do in these two instances, they're trying to edit what they're doing for who it's going to be for. They try to create for other people so they get a good opinion about them, and they make the whole thing about them, about the pressure, about that they want to get the validation from others. And it is not sustainable because you do not access your creativity and you do not get in touch with yourself. You are focusing on the outcome constantly. Or they say it's about procrastination. I will start when I feel ready. But in reality, if you do not start it, you just getting used to not starting things. And that is just a habit. And also, as I mentioned in many of my videos, procrastination is, well, all of these are just symptoms, but people do things that causes less pain in the short term if they do not think about the long term. And most of us are short-term thinkers. So if you find the real reasons why you should be doing things and why you shouldn't be procrastinating and why you should start doing things right now, then you will do it if it causes less pain or more pleasure. Also, the lack of strategy. People think they need to work harder. They keep repeating the same approach. They do not question why it is not working. They try to double down on their art, hoping that people and others will notice it. But the reality is, if people would zoom out, they would notice that they have a skill, something that they are very good at, but they are very bad at possibly other things as well, which are other people are good at. So it is inevitable to recreate your strategy, to pivot, to start seeing things from different point of views. So the real problem behind this is a lack of self-management and perspective. I have encountered that many times during my creative process, that I just didn't know, I just couldn't sit down and create. I couldn't manage myself to start creating. Or just, I will do it later, I will do whenever I feel like that. But that is the enemy of creation, because we do not want to be creating, really. We always find excuses, we always go towards the least resistance. And not creating, not actually working on something is the least resistance. So if you just sit on the sofa and start thinking about it and start creating pain for yourself, overthinking, and you think yourself out of things. So if you're not doing anything, that is a self-protective mechanism. And the other thing is about perspective. Healthy people have a great flexibility with their thinking and with their behavior. But if you're focused on something and just focused on one thing and you do not see any other ways that it's possible to be thinking about that sort of stuff or exactly that thing, you know what I mean, then you are limited. And by default, you will fall back onto that limitation if you do not know how to get out of it. So increasing the flexibility, increasing the sides from which you are perceiving that situation, your art, or whatever it is, that is the best you can do for yourself. So to summarize, it is the reactiveness that most creatives suffer from, and that I suffered from as well. Because I just kept reacting to things, reacting to my own feelings, reacting to my own point of views. And that is what created the whole momentum or lack of it. Once we're able to induce a useful point of view about whatever it is that we are trying to do, our creative process, our situation, the projection, the outcome of whatever we're thinking of, that is where our biggest source of power is coming from. Have you ever had that experience where you just sat down and your head was suddenly full of noise and emotions started flooding you? And then you felt that resistance that you didn't want to do this. Oh, why do I need to do that again? What's wrong with me? Why can't I do this? And this what happened at this point is a behavior. And a behavior is how the information that we have in our brain manifests through our beliefs and some other lenses. Most of the time, it's very useful just to reframe what you're experiencing. if you can see how this behavior, if you carry it on in the future, in 5 years, in 10 years, what is it going to conclude to? So you get the feeling of how that will impact your whole life, really. And if you keep behaving the same ways day by day, and for 10 years, nothing really changes, then the results are going to be the same. So the problem is not you, it's a lack of skill, a lack of self-management skills. Because you can use any emotion and turn it into fuel, because it's just energy. And how you utilize it, how you are actually using what you are given is what is important. So turning fear into fuel, creating from curiosity instead of insecurity, and designing the state from which you can create and be who you want to be instead of just reacting to life and reacting to your own emotions. So ask yourself, am I reacting to reality or to the meaning that I'm giving to it? So if you consider yourself a creative, you are not alone. And if you have a creative process, that is wonderful, but everyone is going through the same things. Creative blocks, some difficult life circumstances, or some lack of skills that we need to become aware of. But creativity is an ultimate self-improvement tool which we can all utilize to better our lives and the lives of who we surround ourselves by. We are building a tribe of successful creatives, people who master themselves and create unapologetically and design a meaningful life. To support this mission, please subscribe. It would mean a lot, because the problem is not time, talent, or money. It is self-management. It is how we relate to the world. Master that, and you will master your life, your art, and your creativity. See you next time.